Let me be honest with you. If I lost everything today, I mean, no audience, no brand, no reputation, and no momentum, and I had to start a business from absolute zero, I wouldn't panic. I wouldn't overthink it. And I definitely wouldn't start by building a logo or a website like so many aspiring business owners do. I'd do six things, and I would do them in this exact order. And those six things is what I would use to build a business from zero to my first $100,000. And what I'm going to share with you in this video, I'm not giving you theory. I'm not just pouring out a bunch of motivation. And I'm definitely not sharing what sounds good on social media. I'm sharing what has been proven to work by so many other successful entrepreneurs that have become before me and you, and what I've also taught thousands of people all over the world to do and how to find success. And if you're watching this feeling stuck, or you feel overwhelmed, frustrated, or maybe you're just behind, this message is for you. Let's start with the biggest mistake most people make before they ever make their first dollar. The first thing I believe we should all do is ask ourselves the question, why do you want to start a business? Because if the answer you give is money, you've already failed. I know that sounds harsh, but it's true. You see, money is a byproduct, not the purpose. And if money is the goal, there are far easier ways to make money than putting yourself through the pain and suffering and all the anguish that you have to go through of entrepreneurship and to build a business. Building a business is hard. It will test your patience, your confidence, your relationships, and eventually it's going to test your character. And if money is the only thing pulling you forward, you'll quit the moment it gets uncomfortable, the moment it gets hard, the moment you no longer have the answer on how this is going to work. You see, real businesses aren't built on greed. They're built on calling. Every successful entrepreneur I know has the same thing in common: a pull they can't escape. Something tugs at them on the inside, a problem they can't ignore, a responsibility they feel called to carry, a weight that keeps showing up no matter how many times they try to walk away. They can't seem to shake it off. They have accepted responsibility and the reality that they have a calling that's been placed on their life that they must fulfill. And they're willing to pay whatever the price is to answer that calling. That's what the epitome of real entrepreneurship looks like. Because when the work matters, the money comes. But when the work doesn't matter, the money never stays. So before you ask how to start a business, ask yourself why. Because your why is the only thing that survives when all the motivation in the world cannot help you. The second thing I do is focus on one problem and one audience. Most businesses don't fail because the owner lacks talent or skills or the ability to actually, do the thing that they do really well. They fail because they're trying to help everyone, including people who don't even want or need what they're offering. So when I meet a business owner and I ask the question, who is your target market? And they respond back with everyone. Everyone needs what I've got. Everyone wants what I'm selling. Everyone could use this. I already know failure is around the corner. If I were starting over, I'd choose one audience who has a pain point or a problem that I understand and want to solve. That's it. Not 5 different offers, not multiple ideas, not I help anyone who needs help. No, none of that's the answer. That's all noise. Clarity is what converts. When someone hears your message, they should instantly think they're talking to me. How did they know I use this or that, or I have that problem? That's interesting, is what you don't want to hear. I'll check it out at some point. That is not the response you want. If your audience is confused, they won't buy. And if you're confused, they definitely won't buy. People don't pay for information, they pay for understanding. If you can tell a story that makes someone feel seen, you won't need to convince them to buy from you. They'll become your customer without you having to sell them anything at all. Here's the truth most people don't want to hear. If nobody is buying, nothing else matters. Period. That's not negotiable. Most people start businesses backwards. They build a website, design a logo, pick brand colors without even knowing what a brand is, all because it feels good. It's fun. And they feel like they're building something and being productive. And they spend weeks preparing, sometimes months. But preparation without revenue is just procrastination dressed up nicely. That's all it is. If I were starting over today, I would sell before I built anything. Why? Because money is feedback. When someone pulls out their credit card, they're saying to you, I trust you to solve a real problem in my life with the product or service that you've created. Playing with logos and websites because it's fun will never give you that. So what would I sell? Not an idea. Let's start there. Not an idea, not a dream. A solution to a painful problem is all I'm thinking about. Something people already complain about. Something that they already search for on Google. Something that you know they've already paid for. I'd pre-sell it, even if it's imperfect, even if I'm nervous. Because clarity comes after action, not before. You don't need confidence to sell, you need courage. The next thing that I'm going to do is create a simple and repeatable offer. This is where people sabotage themselves. They think more options equals more money. And the reality of it is they couldn't be more wrong. More options doesn't equal more money. It equals more confusion and more cost to the business. If I were starting from zero today, I'd create one offer at one price with one clear promise that I'm going to deliver on to every customer that comes and buys my product or service. That's it. Then I'd focus on a 3-step process that I call build it, grow it, master it. You see, I'd start by building the business. I need to figure out what this is supposed to look like. I need to figure out the foundation. How does it work? What is the model going to be? Then I'm going to grow the business. I'm going to figure out how to sell a product or a service and get it into the hands of people who really need a problem solved that I have the solution for. After that, I'm going to master my business. And I'm going to become the go-to player that the things that I do really well, everybody has to have it. I am the one you think of when you think of this. No fancy tiers, no creative bundles, no special add-ons. Just one clear transformation. That's it. You don't need 10 products to make $100,000. You need one product that solves a real problem consistently for every customer that buys from you. Sell something for $1,000, you only need 100 people to buy it. That's not magic, that's math. Complexity isn't sophistication, it's fear. The 5th thing that I do is I want to better understand marketing before I begin to scale. Most people want systems before they have sales, automation before attention, scaling before momentum. Once again, that's backwards. It doesn't make sense. If I were starting over, I'd obsess over understanding marketing. Not necessarily about running ads or building sales funnels, but really understanding messaging, understanding story, positioning myself in the marketplace, and how my distribution should work to get the product or service to my customer. Marketing isn't manipulation, it's communication. It's learning how to clearly explain who you help, what problem you solve, and why you're different, and how deeply you understand your customers to then help them with the problems that they have. And here's the truth. You don't have to figure this out alone. That's exactly why I created my marketing masterclass called Everything They Don't Teach You About Marketing and Branding. It's where I walk every business owner in the room through the process of how to better understand your business step by step and the process of communicating through marketing to your customer in a way that makes them say, I have to have this product or service. We do it all through telling their story and understanding their pain points. And once you've adapted all these things in your business, you start to see the scale. If you want the shortcut, comment below, I want the blueprint. I'll respond and send you a note so you can learn more and visit some links and just kind of check out what we're doing. No heavy sales pitch or presentation. You take a look and see if it's the right fit for you. But this is the same framework that I'd use if I were starting from zero today. And it's also the one that I've taught so many other businesses before now. The final thing that I would do is reinvest everything back into growth. You see, if I were starting over, I wouldn't upgrade my lifestyle yet. No big ego purchases, no fancy designer bags, no pretending I've made it when I know I haven't. Spend all the money today, be broke again tomorrow. It doesn't make sense. Instead, what I would do is every dollar would go right back into the business. I'd build my skill set. I'd further my business's visibility to the public to then sell more. I'd hire the right strategic coach to help me move forward with all the messaging and things that I'm building. And I'd also bring on the right tools that help increase my reach. Because growth compounds, lifestyle does not. Comfort delays results. Discipline creates freedom. Making $100,000 isn't about luck. It's not about intelligence, and it's definitely not about talent. It's about being laser focused. It's about speed. And it's about having the courage to sell before you feel ready. You don't need more time. You need a clearer action, a clear vision, a clearer plan. Reinvest in growth before lifestyle. You do these things and you will begin to see the business unfold and start to come together in ways that you may not even imagine. And then before you know it, the dollars will start to roll, the customers will start to call, and everything will begin to fall in place. If this message resonates with you, make sure you hit the like button, make sure you hit the follow button, make sure you stay connected to me so that I can continue to invest in your future, continue to invest in you, and help you build out the model that you need to begin to create the lifestyle and the business that you deserve.